The news that has taken the entire football world by storm is the jaw-dropping announcement that Aaron Rodgers, the four-time NFL MVP and Super Bowl champion, is now a Dallas Cowboy. It's a move that nobody saw coming, yet everyone is now talking about, and for good reason. The implications of this shocking acquisition ripple far beyond just the Cowboys organization. It's sending shockwaves across the entire NFL landscape. Imagine it, Rodgers, once the face of the Green Bay Packers and more recently a key figure in the New York Jets' attempt to return to contention, now donning the iconic navy, silver, and white of America's team. It almost feels like something out of a movie, a future Hall of Famer suiting up for one of the most storied franchises in NFL history. Fans across the country, and especially in Texas, are either rejoicing or gasping in disbelief as this transition marks a seismic shift in the narrative not just of one team, but of the league as a whole. For years, the Dallas Cowboys have been on the cusp of something great. With a powerful defense, an elite offensive line, and skill position talent that could compete with any team in the league, the missing piece always seemed to be consistency at quarterback. Dak Prescott, while solid and at times excellent, has faced criticism for his inability to elevate the team in the postseason. Despite multiple playoff appearances, the Cowboys have not advanced to the NFC Championship game since the mid-1990s, a drought that has haunted fans and defined the franchise's modern era. Insert Aaron Rodgers into that equation, and suddenly, everything changes. This isn't just a new quarterback, this is a legend of the game, a proven winner, a man with a football IQ that's off the charts, and an arm that remains elite despite being in the twilight years of his career. Rodgers brings not just talent but an aura, a presence that can shift locker rooms and command attention. His arrival signals one very clear thing to the rest of the NFL. The Cowboys are not waiting for the future, they are going all in, right now. It's a bold and aggressive move that seems to be in response to the growing urgency within the organization. Jerry Jones, the ever-ambitious team owner and general manager, has long said that he wants to win another Super Bowl before the end of his tenure, and perhaps, before the end of his life. Bringing in Rodgers is the kind of high-risk, high-reward gamble that only a franchise with deep resources and massive expectations could even dream of making. Let's take a step back and look at how we got here. Rodgers' tenure with the Packers came to a bittersweet end. Though his legacy there is untouched, over 60,000 passing yards, more than 500 touchdowns, and a championship ring, it was clear toward the end that both sides were ready for something new. He landed in New York, where excitement was through the roof, but fate had other plans. In a heartbreaking twist, Rodgers tore his Achilles just 4 plays into his first season with the Jets, derailing what was supposed to be a fairy tale comeback. Still, throughout the season, Rodgers stayed engaged, working with younger players, mentoring Zach Wilson, and keeping himself in top condition for what he believed would be a return in 2024. However, things changed fast: contract negotiations, whispers of philosophical differences, and the ever-complicated dance of professional football business. And then the Cowboys made their move. The announcement came suddenly, a breaking alert across social media, ESPN cutting into programming, fans flooding forums and Twitter with reactions ranging from ecstatic to stunned. Rodgers to the Cowboys? It sounded almost unreal, yet the deal was real. According to inside sources, Rodgers and the Cowboys reached an agreement after several quiet weeks of negotiation behind the scenes. The terms of the deal are reportedly generous, with Rodgers signing a 2-year contract worth north of $60 million, loaded with incentives tied to postseason success. The Cowboys also agreed to guarantee a portion of his salary and provide additional support through offensive scheme adjustments and personnel preferences. It's clear they're building this offense around him. From a football standpoint, the move makes a ton of sense. The Cowboys have all the pieces a veteran quarterback could want: a dynamic receiver in CeeDee Lamb, a versatile backfield led by Tony Pollard, and a line that offers protection better than most teams in the league. Add to that a top-5 defense spearheaded by Micah Parsons, Trevon Diggs, and DeMarcus Lawrence, and suddenly this isn't just a good team, this could be a championship-caliber roster. Rodgers' arrival elevates everything. Defensive coordinators around the NFC are already scrambling to update their strategies. The NFC East, long dominated by drama and parody, just became a high-stakes battleground. The Eagles, who have been dominant recently, now have serious competition breathing down their necks. But as with any major change, there are questions. First and foremost, what does this mean for Dak Prescott? The longtime starter, who has been the face of the Cowboys for nearly a decade, is now in an extremely awkward situation. It's been reported that he was caught off guard by the move, having not been consulted directly. While he remains under contract, his future is murky. Will he serve as a backup? Could he be traded? Or will there be a quarterback competition in training camp? Though let's be honest, it's hard to imagine Rodgers coming to Dallas without assurances of the starting job. For now, the team is publicly stating that Dak and Aaron will compete, but anyone following the NFL knows how that usually plays out. This is Rodgers' team now. Then there's the matter of locker room chemistry. Rodgers has always been a unique figure, confident, vocal, and at times, polarizing. His time in Green Bay wasn't without friction, especially in later years when communication with the front office broke down. In New York, he seemed to mellow a bit, embracing a mentorship role, showing a more open side, and even appearing regularly on Pat McAfee's podcast. Will that version of Rodgers be the one Dallas gets? If so, the transition could be smooth and even uplifting for younger players. But if frustrations mount, especially if the team struggles early, things could get complicated fast. The pressure is intense, and expectations will be sky high from day one. Yet, despite the potential turbulence, there's also undeniable electricity in the air. This is Aaron Rodgers we're talking about. This is a quarterback who's thrown Hail Marys with surgical precision, led game-winning drives under the harshest lights, and delivered some of the most thrilling moments in NFL history. Imagine him rolling out at A&T Stadium on a Sunday night, the crowd roaring, the lights blazing, and that iconic star on his helmet. For Cowboys fans, it's a dream. For opponents, a nightmare. Ticket prices are already surging. Jersey sales have skyrocketed, with Rodgers 12 flying off the shelves. The media frenzy is unlike anything seen in Dallas since the days of Romo to Dez, and before that, the glory days of Aikman, Smith, and Irvin. NFL analysts are already revising their predictions. Where the Cowboys were once seen as playoff contenders with potential, they are now in the conversation for Super Bowl favorites. Rodgers changes the equation. He brings a deep playoff resume, a mastery of the game, and a chip on his shoulder. Don't forget, this is a player who's been doubted, criticized, and overlooked at various points, and yet continues to deliver elite performances. The man is motivated, and a motivated Aaron Rodgers is a dangerous Aaron Rodgers. As training camp looms, all eyes will be on Dallas. The playbooks are being rewritten. Coaches are working around the clock to integrate Rodgers' preferences, likely adapting formations, play-action tendencies, and tempo to fit his style. And Rodgers, ever the perfectionist, will be demanding excellence from his teammates. Already, reports suggest he's organizing informal workouts with receivers in the offseason, building rapport, learning nuances. That's the kind of leadership Cowboys fans have been craving. Behind the scenes, this is also a marketing masterstroke. The Cowboys are already the most valuable sports franchise in the world, and now they've added one of the NFL's most marketable and talked about stars. The branding opportunities are endless: endorsements, primetime games, documentaries, behind-the-scenes specials. The NFL schedule makers are almost certainly salivating, preparing to give Dallas a record number of national broadcasts. Get ready for Rodgers versus Mahomes. Rodgers returns to Lambeau, and Rodgers versus Eagles under the lights. This is going to be a show. So what's next? Training camp in Oxnard is going to be an absolute media circus. Every throw, every comment, every gesture from Rodgers will be dissected and debated. The pressure will be immense, but so will the potential. If this works, if Rodgers stays healthy and finds his rhythm, the Cowboys might just have found the missing piece to their Super Bowl puzzle. And if it doesn't, it will still go down as one of the most audacious moves in NFL history. But for now, Cowboys Nation is buzzing. A legend has arrived. The deck has been reshuffled, and the chase for a sixth Super Bowl just got very, very real. Stay tuned because this is only the beginning.